A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happenings in the world of business. My name is Margaret Mary Osibo. You're welcome. On the lineup this week, we join Faith and her guests on the town hall for the continuation of their explosive session on the tier-based minimum solvency capital requirement, which was recently announced by the National Insurance Commission, NICOM. Now, the million-dollar question is this the needed elixir for the insurance industry in Nigeria? As always on the town hall, it's no holds barred. Please take a listen.
This three-tier of capitalization, how would it benefit investors? For instance, if I invested in a company, I invested 1 million naira in that company, today is 300,000 naira. You can't come back to me and say, right issue, and I want to be interested in it. So let's continue to emphasize, okay, this recapitalization you are talking about, how will it improve the interest of stakeholders?
On this edition also, we'll bring you highlights of the 2018 annual lecture of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, which took place recently at the Bankers House. The theme was of banks and bankers, finance and the challenge of economic development in Nigeria. The guest speaker was Professor Kingsley Moghalu, the former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Delivering his lecture, Professor Moghalu said that every country that makes or is making progress has people that blow grammar. Let's take a listen.
When they say this man they blow grammar, I say, you're now telling me you are the problem with this country. Because every country that makes progress, you have a lot of people blowing grammar. That is the truth. That is the truth.
Plus, of course, all the other extras we have lined up for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
The 2018 Almond Insurance Consumers Forum is finally here. The biggest and largest platform for insurance consumers to vent about customer service.
We are impatient. That is our culture. We don't have time for too much friendship. Tell us what you want to do, and we'll do it. So, speaking English even make it easier.
The insurance have to do a lot more aggressive marketing. If you get into My Two or go to Select, you see banks. All their workers are there. They are collecting the bank savings even as a susu. So that it will be easier. It agrees with what my brother was saying. They are bringing it closer to home.
Theme: relieving customers' pain points in insurance through exceptional service delivery. Date: Friday, November 16th, 2018 from 9:30 a.m. Venue: Kano Hall, Necker House, Hakim Balogun Street, Central Business District, Alausa, Ikeja. Chairman: Dr. Justice Clinton Uranta, former GMD Niger Insurance PLC. Guest speaker: Chief Chris Wadiegu Obi, MD Blue Pearl Consult Limited. Discussant: Mr. Tunde Oshadia, MD Guinea Insurance PLC. For inquiries, please call 080-333-57879, 0812-362-4081 or visit www.almondfinancereport.com. Admission is free. Almond Insurance Consumers Forum, where the insuring public have their say.
Some of the issues we are still hearing now among players is, before the 2007 recapitalization, these issues, they've always been with the industry, chasing the same business on ethical issues and all of that. So we raised capital, consolidated from 102 or 3 insurance companies to about 50, 52,
49
then
50, 51
then,
now.
51.
Yeah.
These issues are still with us. So what is the essence of, or what is the measure of success you place on the last round of recapitalization before now that you are now pushing another round of recapitalization?
Well, I would say you have even answered it. What it shows is that capital is not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem has to do with creativity. For me as a person, we have enough capital. What I'm saying is that the best approach is, we are not even addressing the issue. The issue centered more on management expenses. Because if you look at the management expenses, you discover that for most of the companies, it is very, very high. If you put this capital, like Mr. Okezie rightly said, what is the guarantee that a large portion of them will not go back to management expenses and will go back to square one?
Or even wasted.
That's it.
Because the 2007 capitalization we did, many of it went to the stock market. The stock market crashed, and many of us lost so much money.
So much money.
So those are just but let me just say that, look, in as much as I agree with Mr. Okezie, Okezie is still part of it. I believe that we are not really digging deep into the market to generate sufficient premium from this market. Yeah. If you look at most of the underwriters, they are still revolving around the same product and the same customer. And that is why the competition is so stiff and the rate is going down. Rather than dig deep into the market and bring in more business, the Supervisory Authority developed 5 compulsory products. How much of it are we able to do? It is only in Nigeria that I see the motor premium generating 10-15% of the total income. Many of the other African countries, motor premium alone is about 50-60% of their income. So what are we going to do as an underwriter to ensure that we get all this premium in? I mean, you'll be shocked that as you are an insurance person, you go to local government, you want to license your car, the local government man there will tell you that until you buy a fake insurance certificate, they will not license you. What are we going to do about all that? Marine importation, we are still losing so much premium on it. And this is why our performance is being affected. And these are issues we need to look into, in addition to the necessary capitalization that we need to sustain the business. As far as I'm concerned, this capitalization is not compulsory. Stay in your level and continue to do your business.
But when you say it is not compulsory, and you want to do a business
of motor,
and you can't play because you don't have the money.
Yes.
You shutting out other people.
You have shutting other people.
No, that's not what they say.
No, that's what they said. No,
they are shutting out other competitors. You know,
what they are saying is that they are not shutting down anybody. They are not
monopoly.
Forcing anybody to increase capital.
Yes, we agree.
But there are some products that you are not going to sell
with the current level that you have.
No, it's still shutting people out. Then what it means is that you are creating classes. The big ones, let them do compulsory insurance. And we are talking of low penetration. We are talking of low capacity of this market. If the smaller ones, the little they can take, allow them to take. But you are not saying they shouldn't. Then you now want the big ones, the extra, you take it outside. At the end, the whole country will be, worse for it.
And that's where the issue of capitalization comes from. No, you can't retain the business if you don't have adequate capital. You can't retain much, and eventually you have to rely on reinsurance.
The problem we're having is Nikon. I still point my finger at Nikon acquisition. Nikon as a regulator have not lived up to expectation. They are total failure because these are appointed by government, and this government bureaucracy have also installed. For example, there's a policy that every high-rising building you must insure. Take policy. Have we implemented it from the 2-story building? Who is to implement it?
Let me give you an instance.
Building in course of erection is compulsory. There are collapsed building in course of
erection. Who is implementing?
No insurances on them.
And we're not seeing it taken off.
No, I want to support what you are saying. I got the report of the National Insurance Commission, Ghana. They carried out an exercise. Out of 256 companies they visited, they discovered that one, yes.
Do they have up to that now?
No, I mean companies.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
In short.
No. Yes, in short.
Okay.
They discovered that 159 of them had not insured because fire insurance is compulsory. They now decided to prosecute those companies. They gave them 1 month to either buy insurance or you go to court. We have not seen that type. People keep on telling us Nikon is helping. The area that you expect Nikon to help to grow the market, we are not seeing it. The only thing you see, once in a while, you come with this guideline. After about 2 months now, you see another guideline. These are the kind of hitting up the system. It's hitting up the system, destroying the whole thing. We don't need this capital. There is so much capital in this market.
Okay, let me place it before Mr. Adejumo. I know you played in the reinsurance space. Would you honestly say that the last round of recapitalization we had in the insurance industry in 2007, which your company was also part of, as at that time 10 billion was a whole lot of money, 5 billion for composite company, 2 billion for those doing general 3 billion. Would you say that
they have more than that at present?
As at present, they have more than that?
Yeah, more than that.
More than that. Yeah. Yes, majority of them have more than that. Would you say that they have grown their businesses and given to justify that amount of money that they have?
You don't even need to finish. Unfortunately, many of them have not.
So?
Unfortunately, many of them have not. Many of them have not. But that does not mean that their risk exposure is not there. The risk exposure may be there. I mean, the problem we have here is that we measure our risk based on paper. By the time we recapitalized in Continental and we brought in foreign investors, the foreign investors sat us down and said, look, this kind of system is not acceptable for your risk exposure. We now have to bring in actuary who came up and started adding so many things that we never thought of. And this is the challenge we will be having now in the industry. So by the time they finish, the whole thing, the whole liability swell up. So how am I sure that the risk exposure of the current insurance companies are not as high as to take over the whole of their capital? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
I mean, initially maybe we were reserving 1 billion as standing claims, which we can. But no, they have to do it on year-by-year basis. What is this? And by the time they accumulated 5, 6, 7 years, we were amazed. But it affected us for the first year only. After the first year, adjustment came up, and at the end of it, we were able to even out and begin to declare profit, and it made the company strong. The company is still existing up to today, and it can stand the test of any company in the world, and that's why it's so attractive. So the fact that they have not been able to do that level of business may not really mean that they don't have that risk exposure. With the little one they have done. I mean, imagine all the houses that are collapsing. They are running into billions now. If you put adequate reserve on them, you may find out that, in fact, some of them are eating up their capital. That's my real issue on it, that, look, for me, I don't have issue with this new thing they are talking about. Why? Because they gave me the option. No sweat. Just stay within your level. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Adejumo will speak in favor of Nikon. Because still part of in the NYA's whatever, you know.
No, I'm not a supervisor. I'm not a supervisor.
Don't worry, I am in the position to attack them and attack until they sit up and do the needful. Look, you see, the problem we're having in the industry is this, you know, market penetrations is not there, managerial ability, we are lacking the managerial ability. Why should South Africa running here, and when they go into this insurance in Nigeria, they turn it around? Within 1 year, you see them making fabulous profit and paying high dividend. Why Nigerians are not doing so? Why must you run to South Africa? What is the population of South Africa compared to Nigeria? What we are saying today, Nikon should do the needful. There are a government agency appointed to regulate this industry. Let them start implementing those laws. That this high-rise building, you know, they make a lot of money from it, you know. If you are building from 2-story upwards, you know, pay the insurance. Let us see your insurance policy. You know, if you're not doing it, you know, government can caveat other to see. Look at like what Lagos State is doing, Labaska, you know. Building Lagos State Management, whatever, you know. They're doing a lot of human job. You can cooperate with them. That's insurance, high-rise building. You must pay. Some of them are not taking the policy. Even when some manufacturer companies, take policy, they shall change. When they renew, they don't even pay the actual what they have this company. And when claim comes, you now run to the insurance company that they should pay you, that you had fire disaster in your premises, these are estimated, but whereas you're not paying the actual due, you're undercut. They don't expect them to pay.
But sometimes when they undercut, it's not the fault of those who are buying insurance policy. It's the insurance policy companies that are giving them ridiculous discounts.
Because Nikon is not doing what they expect them to do. Because they want to make money. So if you are now coming in, they don't take this policy, they say, I have prefer, this one's okay, I can call the rate. This one Nikon should come in and give a plain level ground for every operator in that system, But they're not. Some of them cut corner because they want to make money.
But they've been cutting corner for a very long time.
I'm a stakeholder in the insurance industry. I'm not only a shareholder, I'm a stakeholder in the insurance industry. And I spent the better part of my life working in that industry. I agree with you that the performance of the insurance industry is not satisfactory to shareholders, honestly speaking. Because when you look at how many of them are even declaring dividend in the first instance, and when you look at the number of companies that are still trading below 50 kobo, it is embarrassing. So what will this, I think the argument should be, this 3-tier of capitalization, how would it benefit investors? For instance, if I invested in a company, I invested 1 million naira in that company, today is 300,000 naira. You can't come back to me and say, right issue, and I want to be interested in it. So let's continue to emphasize, okay, this recapitalization you are talking about, how will it improve the interest of stakeholders?
But I've asked that question before, and you have not really answered. You have not answered.
The practitioners should be able to answer that now, because me, I'm a retiree.
I will answer. I will say it will not be of any benefit to the shareholder.
All right, welcome back. Moving on now, we'll bring you highlights of the 2018 Annual CIBN Lecture, which is a public platform that focuses on topical issues in the Nigerian economy. Now, the consensus at the end of the lecture was that commercial banks in Nigeria can still do a lot more to finance SMEs and promote financial inclusion. Enjoy it.
The annual lecture of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, is a public lecture that focuses on topical issues in the economy. The annual lecture attracts chieftains of the banking and finance industry, public officials, foreign diplomats, the academia, and top executives of the organized private sector. The 2018 edition with the theme of Banks and Bankers, Finance and the Challenge of Economic Development in Nigeria was recently held at the Jewelry Hall of the Bankers House, Victoria Island. Keynote speaker was Professor Kingsley Moghalu, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. As expected, State stakeholders in the banking and finance and the organized private sector turned out in their numbers. Welcoming guests to the lecture, the President and Chairman of Council of CIBN, Dr. Uche Olowu, said that creating a better banking system requires a good vision, strong ethical and moral values.
Creating a better banking system will require good vision, firm determination, and strong ethical and moral values. Our task, therefore, is to free ourselves from prisons of wrong values, especially greed and avarice. Today's lecture on banks and bankers, finance and the challenge of economic development in Nigeria is particularly apt in relation to emerging trends, and I trust it will provide further insight and value to this great gathering.
In his brief remarks, the chairman of the occasion, Mr. Yari Abba Buka, chairman, Nigerian Economic Summit Group, said that the extreme percentage of Nigerians that are poor should be of concern to every citizen.
Extreme poverty percentage of Nigeria is extremely high. It should be of concern to each and every citizen. If you can do something about it, please do it. Whether you're a policymaker, a business person growing your business, or whatever. It's something that relates to a lot of other adage that people use. One being a South American priest who said, the poor are awake because they are hungry, and the rich are awake because the poor are awake.
Delivering the theme of the annual lecture of banks and bankers, finance and the challenge of economic development in Nigeria, Professor Moghalu, OON, said that without the necessary structural reforms in the Nigerian economy, the central bank will not be able to address the root problems.
The first is that without the necessary structural reforms in the Nigerian economy, billions of central bank intervention in development finance will not do the job. If you don't structurally reform the economy to address the fact that 40% of the price of goods in this country is mostly made up of generator costs, if you don't address the fact that a significant portion of a bank loan repayment that is average of 20 to 25% is because the bank is running 2 generators per branch, 24 hours, and they must pass on the cost of that generator to the borrower. These are structural things that must be reformed.
Expecting nothing less from the keynote speaker, Professor Moghalu's lecture was greeted with a standing ovation. Panelists at the lecture this year were Mr. Chinedu Ekudima, Managing Director, Nova Merchant Bank Limited, Mr. Kunle Oyinloye, MD and CEO, Infrastructure Bank PLC, Mr. Eileen Cheyenne, Founder and CEO, H. Pearson Associates Limited, Mr. Johnson Chukwu, MD and CEO, Cowrie Assets Management Limited, Dr. Andrew Nevin, Advisory Partner and Chief Economist, PwC Nigeria, and Mr. Ingo Herbert, Consul General, Federal Republic of Germany. Sharing his thoughts during the panel discussions, Dr. Andrew Nevin of PwC stated that if the real estate sector does not work, nothing else will compensate.
And the single greatest industry that could drive wealth creation and employment, in our view, PwC's view, is real estate. So 2/3 of the world's assets are real estate. Everyone needs a place to live. Everyone needs a place to do business, even if you're an internet business. And if the real estate market does not work, nothing else can compensate.
In his submission during the panel discussion, Mr. Oyinloye noted that Nigeria is far from transformational growth because nothing has changed structurally since pre-independence. The consensus at the end of the lecture this year is that there is need for an urgent broadening and deepening of options for financing that can put Nigeria on the path to significant, sustained, and inclusive economic growth and transformation.
Slowly but surely, we've come to the end of the program this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. Now, are you ready to attend the 2018 Almond Insurance Consumers Forum at Necker House? The new date is Friday, November 16, 2018. The time is 9:30 a.m. and admission is still free. Then come evening of the same Friday, November 16th, the insurance industry will experience the biggest and banging insurance party ever at the 2018 Almond Insurance Industry and Consumers Night, where entertainment will meet insurance. Now, sadly, admission is not free, but if you have been a loyal customer of any insurance company, be sure that they will get you a ticket. If not, you can get yourself one so you're not told about it. Now, for more details on how to get tickets, connect with us on any of our social media platforms. Once again, many thanks for being a part of the program this week. My name is Margaret Mary Osibor. Until next week, from the entire crew, it's goodbye.